Yes, us. Welcome to the Kefi Life Podcast. My name is Kiki Vale, and I'll be your guide to creating a life of Ola Kala, all is well. Together, we'll get back to the basics, and we'll explore fresh new ways to flourish in mind, body, and soul the Greek way. You can look forward to interviews, stories, essential self-care strategies, recipes, and actionable takeaway Ola Kala moments. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get going. Πάμε! Our Lexi for today is Evgenikós, or kind. In a world where people are moving at lightning speed and patience is at an all-time low, practice being Eυγενικός, or kind. Να είσαι Eυγενικός, may you be kind. 5 reasons to be. Kind people stress less. Kindness can give us more energy. Kindness can relieve pain. Kindness is good for the heart. And finally, kindness is contagious. Eυγενικός. Eleolado, olive oil, has been celebrated in the civilized world for millennia, nearly eternal. The oil of this fruit has been more than just food to the cultures of the Mediterranean region. It's been medicinal, ceremonial, sacramental, and the foundation of great wealth and power. It is safe to say that olive oil is the ethos, the essence of Greek culinary culture. Today, the priceless and life-giving ingredients of this liquid gold can be delivered to you when you purchase your premium bottle of Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil from the region my parents were born, the Peloponnese. The coveted Koroneiki olive is extensively cultivated here in the southern part of Greece, which offers the unique microclimate needed to grow a fruit netting the utmost nutrient value for extra virgin olive oil. Kefi Life Extra Virgin Olive Oil, a boundless amount of value, high in antioxidants with anti-inflammatory properties, linked to good mood and improved mental health. Get your bottle of wellness today when you visit kefilife.shop. Thanks for checking out episode 93 of Kefi Life, a podcast that encourages one and all to flourish in mind, body, and spirit the Greek way, the way of the ancients. We're in the thick of the holidays, friends. You know that. And today, December 8th, the day this episode publishes, is my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kiki.
I like surprising people. Maura just got a big smile on her face. Happy birthday to me. Today, as a fellow human being, I want to reflect on the values that I hold near and dear to my heart. Not a lot of them, just a few, especially during the holidays. During the holidays, you know, the tasks will add up, the emotions stir. What is a person to do? Firstly, it's important to be kind to oneself. Kind, nice, patient, understanding, slow to anger. Yes, we need to love ourselves enough to take care of our heart and our body. And you know, friends, too many times we reject our feelings and our emotions. We power through a situation or at work, and we fail to pay attention to the simple yet profound signals that our bodies send us. And we get those signals. We should not be shutting them down. A couple of weeks ago, on Black Friday, to be specific, my body sent me a message. I was out moving and grooving, wearing the wrong shoes. My daughter Patricia and I had gone shopping. We were so excited. It was like a 4-hour spree. And right in the middle, I noticed my foot sliding and trying to grip the bottom pad of the shoe on the right leg. I felt innately that something was about to happen. And the very next morning it did. Was not pretty. My entire right leg was frozen, couldn't flex my leg or my foot. And it really got me scared. I could sort of bend it. And this notion of immobility, it just freaked me out because I'm a very active person. My nickname is the Roadrunner. That's true. So for me to not be able to flex and move my leg was kind of shock. I called, I texted, I researched about 15 sources. I'm like, any professional that can help me figure out what's going on with my leg and to get it to unlock. And the one special angel that answered her text, Maura Gates, responded, and not only responded, but said, hey, do you have a minute for a phone call? Do I ever? Well, she's such a professional, and she's also a kind-spirited person. She's Maura Gates, exercise physiologist, activation specialist. She's the owner of Flex Activation and Wellness, and I'm proud to call her friend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kiki, and such kind words. Thanks.
It's my pleasure, and I think that when we keep it positive, we all benefit.
Truly.
Well, it's great to have you here. And, that day, I was very thankful when you said, I texted you, and I thought I was just going to get a quick, reply. But you said, hey, do you have a minute to talk.
Let's FaceTime. Yeah. So I can see you. I can see, what your leg is doing. Yeah. I think it's important to see it.
And you have no idea how that actually encouraged me to follow the protocol that you recommended to me, but more on that in a moment. First, Maura, the topic today, holiday fatigue sort of is the topic. Holiday fatigue. We're all doing more than normal. We're stressing the body out. And I want to ask you, how do we decrease stress while we can't eliminate things from our schedule?
That's a super question. I really believe that because we obviously have to get things done, and things need to be accomplished during this time. So learning how to belly breathe would be one thing. The reason why is because when you belly breathe, I'm going to kind of explain it. You breathe in through the nose and allow that air to come into the low belly cavity. So it almost feels like you're protruding your low belly out a little bit, and then you exhale out of your mouth. This decreases your heart rate, decreases your blood pressure. It can increase your ability to make better decisions. And it just calms the brain down. So I think throughout your entire day, because when we get a little anxious or have anxiety or you feel like you're running around, we tend to hold our breath. So we need to make sure that we are breathing. And I know it sounds so silly, but now that you have a little app on your Apple Watch, if you have one, and it has that little breathe signal. And I do use mine because sometimes I tend to hold my breath.
I never knew that, like, if I would get under duress that I would hold my breath, but that makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a natural response, quite honestly.
And you said something to me when you were treating me with the activation, something about parasympathetic.
So we have two autonomic nervous systems, and one is sympathetic, and I'm sure most of the public knows this by now, and then there's a parasympathetic. The sympathetic is that flight, freeze. I can never say those three together. And so we tend to, when we're freezing, we tend to hold our breath. And that can be, even when you're, if you're approached by someone and you feel a little, there's conflict there, we tend to hold our breath and we go into that freeze mode. Belly breathe. It'll bring you right out of there, out of that sympathetic. We need to be more in the parasympathetic, the more relaxed state.
Outstanding. And I like what you said. We can make better decisions if we're breathing and we can think more clearly. Mm-hmm. When we previously met for an activation session, you introduced me to the cotton ball swirl. And I lovingly titled it, and you laughed, I called it the bunny swirl because of the exercise. Let's tell the listeners what this is and how it helps.
So I just learned this as well, and I've been doing this now. So it's so simple. Take one cotton ball and you're just going to brush it around your face, over the eyelids, over your lips, around the cheeks, and lightly, because the face, of course, is so close to the brain and you have receptors. And so the brain receives this as safety. When your brain receives it as safety, then you don't have as much pain in the body. So let's say you do have a pain in your shoulder, right? Like you did. And so we did this with you, Kiki. You brushed that cotton ball over your face, and then I had you brush it, for like a minute, and then I had you brush it over your painful shoulder. So it certainly can't hurt, and it's easy to do. And so I would even recommend that you could carry the cotton ball with you over the Christmas holiday. And if you get stressed and you just find yourself, not breathing, belly breathe and put that cotton ball, brush it over your face.
It absolutely worked. I did it. And when I swirled that little bunny swirl over my shoulder, I said, thank you, shoulder, for working.
Yeah.
I actually think I was like, oh my God, this is really something. This is real. And if I can add something to that, you could take, if you want, or you don't have to, you could take some frankincense oil and put a drop on that cotton ball to inhale that aroma. Not sure if somebody would want to do that, but absolutely, aromas help us with our different emotions as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
The brain receives that. Yes.
The brain receives that. So that's a great idea. So the bunny swirl with the cotton ball, folks, that's another thing that you must do during the holiday season. Drop it in your pocket, drop it in your backpack, drop it in your purse. Okay. Maura, that's great information. And I also want to at this time promote and share my new product, which is called Arnica Solve. It's Kefi Life Arnica Solve. And it's truly how I got relief from my strain and inflammation in my lower body when I had that little strain. And folks, friends, these products are for sale online around December 15th. You're going to love them. I used it for a complete 48 hours and got relief. But there was a formula that Maura gave me. Maura, let's share that as well.
Sure. So because there was so much inflammation and it was the day after, we wanted to kind of reduce that inflammation, obviously. So it was icing, and then because it was the day after, and then I told you to put arnica on it or any oils that you might have because you're the oil specialist there. So we were alternating that, and I wanted it to be done throughout the day. And heavens, I'm going to buy some of your arnica for sure and use that. I will be definitely promoting that because I totally believe in it. And when you put that on, you're going to rub the area up towards the heart is what we want to do. So to release those toxins and, get that blood flow going.
So this is really great for pain, bruising, inflammation, and what arnica it's Kefi Life Arnica Solve has in it is beeswax, Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil to help the oils absorb quickly into the skin or to the bloodstream, cayenne pepper for the pain, peppermint oil, lavender oil to relax the nervous system, eucalyptus oil, and it's really sensational. So it'll be up online around December 15th. Now, yes, but here's the problem. Just now you looked at my knee and you said, "What's going on with you?"
Well, I saw a little more inflammation than you had yesterday. So,
because
what did you do yesterday?
I went running hard and fast on the treadmill.
So unbeknownst to me, that's what Kiki did. And I would not have advised that so soon. I think that, your lower body needed to rest a little bit and decrease that inflammation before you hit it hard again. So so you're going to have to go back to your routine again and put that and use that routine again that I had initially given to you.
So because I'm like really an active person and I love it helps me sort of decompress in my brain and just feel, those endorphins. I can go for a walk, but when would you recommend I get back to my hard workouts?
That's a good question. I think you have to listen to your body. I really do. You have to look at your lower leg and see if that inflammation is decreasing. There shouldn't be any, I call it rebound. You have a little bit rebound in that knee. When I'm kind of pressing on it in that inflammation area, it kind of stays dented. There's not, it's really, really inflamed. So I think you need to just listen to it. You'll know, you will. And because you're very familiar and understand your body. So I would really watch it.
Okay, thank you. And you know what? You've worked with a lot of athletes. I'm not calling myself an athlete, but I am active. But, I didn't share in the beginning your education.
Yeah, you did. Exercise physiologist. I have a master's exercise physiology, certified athletic trainer. And so, yes, I've worked with numerous athletes, professional and high school, grammar school, all the above.
That's what I wanted to get out there, that you actually have trained people that make a difference. I'm just trying to stay in shape and not gain 5 pounds.
Especially over the holidays. How about it?
Especially over the holidays. Maura, if you can, could you recommend any stretches besides the proper walking shoes that screwed me up in the beginning?
You bet. I would highly recommend. So, we've all heard the heel raises, standing the balls of the feet onto the step, and you lift the heels up. And then when you lower the heels, you're allowing that calf soleus, the muscle underneath the calf, to lengthen. I think that's a great way to add ankle mobility as well in a simple way. Of course, there's numerous other things you can do, but that's a super simple way to do it.
Okay, that's very simple. We can do it every day. Give us a daily remedy to loosen up and be sure that our muscles are ready for the day, because we're using them. So let's not abuse them. Let's start out the right way.
I highly recommend the activation. So what that means is you're going to start from the collarbone, right in the center of your rib cage or sternum. And you're going to rub for 5 seconds down towards the lowest 2 ribs while you're belly breathing. And then you're going to rub 5 seconds each, the front of your shoulder, okay, right where that your chest muscle attaches onto the arm. And then you're going to rub the base of your skull. at the base of the skull and rub out and then rub back to the center. Why do we do this? Because if you have compensation patterns, which we generally all do, but that will get your, I call it zone 1, but get your diaphragm moving. And that's a good thing. That helps with belly breathing, and get your glutes firing and then your hip flexor firing. Okay. So that is all positive things.
Okay. Terrific. Something that I'm just laughing because you're Irish and I'm Greek, and Greeks have certain personalities and so do Irish. And, the Greek, we bring on the energy in the fight, and the Irish, well, you guys just sweep it under the rug.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
And I don't know why. And I know I'm generalizing and doing a stereotype. I hope nobody fires me from my own job. But, Greeks, Irish, people in general, we're human beings, Maura. We're human beings. So we rush through the day. We abuse our bodies. What can you say about the communication we have with one another, but also how we can take care of ourselves? What can we say to ourselves?
Keep reminding yourself that, we read this all the time, that I love myself. I'm worth it. And to be kind to other people. And I always think, certainly if you put a smile on your face, it's going to create someone else to smile as well.
Oh, I did that on Thanksgiving when I went to Pete's Market. I was smiling at everybody. I know they thought I was delusional. I'm like, happy Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Out of about 50 people, there was 49 that just went crazy. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. And then there was only one who looked at me like, what is wrong with you?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
But it felt
Spread
so good.
The love.
Yeah. It felt really good. So Maura, how are you personally taking care of yourself mentally and spiritually these days?
Every morning I wake up, and I'm so fortunate right now. We had just recently moved, and I thank God for what I witness outside of my window. And I'm just thankful, and it brings me such great joy and happiness to spread to the world, because God has allowed me to see this every morning. So I see the lake. I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled by it. So it gives me great peace and joy.
The water really is a blessing. Mm-hmm. It's so calming. It's tranquil. If it's the right temperature, I just can't get out.
I would not recommend jumping in right now. That's for sure. Into that lake right now. But
are you running along the lakefront in Chicago?
That. Yes.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. No matter what the temperature it is gorgeous.
I've done a triathlon a couple times on the Chicago lakefront, and it's really fun.
Super fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, I want you to give a quick plug for your business.
Absolutely. It's Flex Activation and Wellness. But you can find me on Instagram, and it's Flex_Chicago. I work in the city, and I work presently in the suburbs. I do activation. I do personal training. I love teaching Pilates, any kind of equipment. I'm certified in that. So reach out to me. My cell number is on my Instagram page. So I just love it. I would love to see you.
Do you do Zoom classes? Because like you said...
yes, I do. I didn't mean to.
No, you should. I want you to plug that.
And it's at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 a.m. And you can find I think it's easier just to do it or contact me on my Instagram, and I will reach out instantaneously. So 7 to 8 a.m., Tuesday, Thursday, and a Zoom class. I'll give you the information if you just reach out.
I'm going to keep that in mind, and I'm going to suggest it to my husband, Brian.
And it's a Pilates mat class. It's great.
Can we be a beginner?
Of course. All levels. And
we can do it in our home, and you teach from your home.
Yes. And you can see the lake. From my view.
Okay, I'm not supposed to say this, but OMG.
Yeah, right.
All right, you've been a very special guest, and I ask all my special guests this question. Maura Gates, in my life, I've learned that.
I've learned in my life that you have to stay present. So what that means is for me, is that life throws you things that you really don't expect, or that's really hard things in your life. And obviously, through those hard things, you've had to maintain, like, depending on your age, your job, your family life, keeping things together. So staying present for me has defined it as, so when I go to my job, if I'm really struggling with things that are maybe back home or other things in my life, I leave them at the door. And so in my job, I have to be present for my clients or my class. And so I can always retrieve those things back when I leave the door. So that it's not that I'm brushing it underneath the rug, as us Irish people do, but I'm just delaying that a little bit so I can stay focused and be good at what I do. So that has been a life lesson for me that I really take every day. I take it every day.
That's something that I think we could all learn from. We could all learn from that. Well, our conversation has been sheer delight, sheer pleasure. I wish you the happiest of holidays. And thank you so much for everything.
It has been such a joy and an honor to be here, Kiki. I really have loved it.
Stay right there. Up next, your weekly takeaway to keep it all as well. Ola Kala.
This Ola Kala Moment brought to you by the law offices of Liston and Centillus. Ranked number 1 by the leading lawyers network since 2010, taking care of all your real estate needs.
Happy day, you cutie pie. Want to be Ola Kala, all is well in all situations? Well, then you better take care of your body. When it's screaming for relief, I invite you to sample God's gift to the earth, arnica. Arnica is an herb, and when applied to the skin with a carrier oil like olive oil, it is wonderfully and powerfully relieving in pain. I've blended Arnica Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil with various essential oils to produce my latest homeopathic product, Kefi Life Arnica Solve. Get your little bottle of wonder today when you visit kefilife.shop. Ola Kala, all is well, and may you be well.
Kiki Vale is the founder of Kefi Life. She is passionate about whole person wellness and living a fulfilled life. Her Kefi Life podcast is created to simply and naturally help you harmonize the mind, body, and soul the Greek way. Visit KefiLife.com, at KefiLife365 on Instagram, and check out Kiki Vale on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Join us again next time for more positive energy and inspiration on Kefi Life.